Hello, everyone, and welcome to another game of War of the Ring. Today, I've got a little bit of a late replay for you, but I thought it was a game worth casting. This is the second game in the Lords of Middle-earth War of the Ring 2nd Edition tournament this year. I casted the first game a while back, and then I got busy with some stuff, so I hadn't gotten back into it and recorded a second game for you. If you've been watching the tournament results, you'll know how this eventually ends, but I think the cast might still be a bit of fun, so let's jump into it. One kind of funky thing that happened here was I was playing against Jorrick, again, great opponent, and in the first game I was free people, and I was able to wait for spoilers in case you want to go check that replay out. I was able to pull out a win. So this game, I am Shadow, and if I get a win, I advance to the next round of the tournament. However, when we started the game, I flubbed the login. I logged in and then accidentally logged out again of viewing the Shadow player hand. And so turns out that corrupts your cards entirely. The two players won't see the same cards. And we played a whole round of a game before realizing it. And so we had to regame. But the reason I bring that up is that first game was just terrible. It was going to be an awful game for me. The elves went to war and got Galadriel. We were like a round and a half in, and nothing was going good for me. It was awful. So we jumped in the second game, Jorrick and I, within, 15, 20 minutes. And less than that, I'm sure. And then we went into it here. So that's why I'm talking about it looks like it was going to be an abnormal fun play in Rohan. It was going to be an abnormally bad game for Shadow in that. So yeah, I allocate one eye and roll one more with a kind of trash starting roll for Shadow, and he starts with scouts and safe paths, which isn't useful now. I have many kings, which is an excellent starting card, and Orc Patrol, and 2 Palantirs to play them with if he comes out of of Rivendell. And I say I prefer when Gandalf betrayed, because last round in our half game, Gandalf rolled an eye the first round. He goes ahead and moves first turn, and I double 6 into an eye. What an awful start in Loam, right? Oh, jeez. So do you even take... So he just takes the corruption, and it was a 2. So yeah, so he in realizing it was 2, he takes Gandalf. And what a trash starts that, right? And I have 1 muster, so I'm going to get the Witch King. He hides... But you've seen my hand. Now I get to play Orc Patrol while I'm sitting on the Fellowship. I get a 3. Random into Legolas, so at least it wasn't Strider. And I draw the Ring is Mine with the cycling ability of the Witch King. He musters the elves. And I'm just going to sit and keep playing. I'm not entirely certain why I use a sword here. A character die. Maybe I'm anticipating drawing another with the Palantir, but I get to cycle. I cycle into Laura the Elven Rings, which is a pretty trash card, but I think technically playable. Yeah, technically playable. Standard army moves Old Forest Road and Westamnet. So I use my Palantir. Yeah, maybe this is what I was anticipating, to draw another character card. Elves go 1 more towards war, and I go ahead and just play Foul Thing. So this is a very loam beginning. I do draw an eye, though, so not everything goes my favor, but I redraw into Balrog. So, okay, good to draw that now rather than much later in the game. He draws into We Prove the Swifter and a Power 2 Great. I mean, the elves are rocketing down the track. Lorien is not going to fall this, certainly not anytime soon. And I am, so I get Dreadful Spells and Shadows on the Misty Mountains. So Shadows is good here, to start the track. But no Gandalf means no Narya die for the Fellowship. And I think unless he put everything he had into getting Galadriel, getting the elves to war and then getting Galadriel, I'm not sure he had the dice for it, but either way. Say the Fellowship's okay. Are they, though? I put 2 eyes in and roll 1 more. And that's a roll. Okay. He goes ahead and moves first. I'm not entirely certain on I guess just trying to get out from under the Witch King, the Witch King, and I roll 2 successes again. Why not? But he does successfully get out from under the Witch King because of the reveal. So I can't cycle cards on him right now. And he wisely takes the high pass. You've lost Gandalf already. And Legolas on step 1. It's going to be a hard corruption game, and in Loam with the Balrog pending, you can't risk Moria, I would say. So we think for a bit. Think apparently for a bit more. So then I guess I'm just on full corruption train. I apparently forget the Barad-dûr Nazgul, or I guess I just maybe leave him on purpose. Galadriel gets put in play because Sauron's at war. Okay. I apparently intended to leave the Barad-dûr. That makes a little bit of sense. Strider hides the Fellowship. Armies move, and I moved Dol Guldur to the north. I just give up on Lorien. I am still pretty inexperienced at Loam games, as you may or may not be able to tell by my gameplay. Galadriel's really powerful, obviously, as per my previous game. But I think there might be some strong... it might be a really strong play to just do whatever you have to take to get her gone. Get her dice gone. So that it's just done and taken care of. But maybe that's hindsight playing a part there. Elves go all the way to war. I attack Old Forest Road, which unfortunately scouts into Woodland Realm, so they'll be able to recruit once before I put them under. He draws into Imrahil and Elven Rope, so always happy to see a blue tile. I get Isildur's Bane and Rage of the Dunlendings. Tile drawing's good for me in this situation. What do you get rid of? Either Balrog or Lord of the Elven Rings, I would imagine. I get rid of Balrog. Yeah, I've apparently decided I'm not going for Lorien, so then the card is of minimal use. That makes sense. And I didn't have a spare muster last round to bring in a lesser minion or Saruman, so I didn't have enough for that. So I continue to allocate 2 eyes. I'm going hard corruption, so we'll see how that works for me. Roll no more eyes. Galadriel doesn't betray the Fellowship, so that's good. The muster gets played first. That makes sense. Buff up Woodland Realm. I put it under. Stop that nonsense. It does unfortunately advance the north towards war because of the scouted Old Forest Road guy. Fellowship moves, and they're safe all the way. So, barely safe with 5s. Which means I get to just play Isildur's Bane on top of the Fellowship, and I get a 0 reveal. So they shimmy out from underneath me. I draw a red tile. Okay. I think about my life. I use a hybrid to advance Southrons and Easterlings. Interesting. Okay. He uses a hybrid to hide. I put the Southrons and Easterlings all the way to war. He does the Iron Hills and then North Downs to Etten Moors. Okay. I mean, it feels to me maybe the Westamnet to Helm's Deep might be a bit more useful there, but okay, sure. The North is going to be at war, kind of whenever you want, relatively soon. Okay, this kind of makes sense. I put the SNEs to war so I could make efficient use of many kings, which I put 2 in the east and 1 in, near Harad. So I have a full stack in the east, ready to go, put Dale down, help take Woodland Realm. Makes at least some amount of sense to me. It is obviously a very slow play, and spending 2 hybrids this early in the game for non-army movement is maybe not the best plan. I mean, this Moranon army could be 3 spaces farther by the time the end of the round is over. They could basically be to the north. But maybe it's still a good play. A ring, or the Will of the West moves, and it draws Smeagol. Never mind. It didn't even roll. I just draw Smeagol. Okay, so instead I roll, and it's safe, so no Smeagol. Okay. So 10 stack in the south and almost 10 stack in the east. The Southrons and Easterlings have come to play. So yeah. So end of the second round. The Fellowship is effectively 4 steps from Rivendell, having lost Gandalf and Legolas, and both the 0 reveals are out, so that's good. I would say Shadow is still favored here, although a little bit slow. I didn't use either of my musters to get a lesser minion die. That might have been worth it to get Gothmog in. But I don't know. Or even just Isengard to war and get Saruman in. It's not like I'm playing a denial game with the Witch King here. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay. I draw into Morgulwoon and Half-Orcs and Goblinmen, both excellent cards for my position. He gets Gwai here in Rangers of the North. I mean, Rangers of the North is perfect timing. I would imagine he gets rid of Gwai here. I would think. Maybe we prove the Swifter, but Gwai here I would imagine. And I imagine I get rid of Lore of the Elven Rings. He gets rid of Gwai here. And I get rid of Rage of the Dunlendings. Really. I guess I'm just saving Lore of the Elven Rings for a cycle at some point. That seems a bit ambitious. Interesting. Okay. I allocate 2 eyes again. I'm not sure that was necessary. Probably need to let off the gas a bit on the Fellowship hunt. And I double checked the Fellowship didn't declare. And just hammer down some military points. But okay. I do 2 eyes and roll 1 more. 3 movement is rolled for the Fellowship, so that's good. Rangers of the North hits Woodland Realm for 1 and buffs Dale, which is obviously good for them. I move Nazgul around to Eastrune, put the Witch King back on the Fellowship as they move, so that's nice. I didn't need it because I hit anyway, and draw a 3, which is exactly what I want. I want a high non-reveal, and I'd love to random into Strider. I random into Gimli, so okay, we'll take it. While I have him under me, I cycle the red tile and get Cruel Weather, so yep, that's good. He plays Elven Rope. Pretty risky to move a second time against 3 eyes under the Witch King. The Southrons and Easterlings the Easterlings from East and North Rune combine into Vale of Carnan, so we're going to go take care of Dale. Fellowship moves again anyway. Okay. Yeah, with a sword. What else are you going to do? Yep. And it's hit twice for a 2 reveal on the eye into Old Forest Road. And he just eats the 2. Interesting. Didn't want to risk a third random when a quarter of it's going to be Strider. It'd be kind of fun to have a Hobbit in Dale. Not necessarily good, but fun. I do hit Dale from the east. I think about a card and do no card. I hit once. And he hits none. I press, and I say, unfortunately, yeah, because I don't want to let him retreat for free into Dale, but I need to have him gone, and he would be at war anyway, so I can't let him muster. I get my first point on turn 4, round 4. And Jorrick starts mustering, which there's been some discussion recently on the Discord about whether that's good or not. Obviously, my military is glacially slow right now, so I think there's some strong benefits to getting some northern armies in Jorrick and help slow the dew lines fall, if nothing else. And what else are you going to do with that die? Put Gondor halfway to war? Yeah, doesn't matter. Not right now, anyway. I am unfortunately, and here he says, it's hard to say if it's a waste or not. I am unfortunately full up on cards. So I do end up using this muster. Okay, I use this muster to get Gothmog, so I get the lesser minion die. But I am going to have to discard in a hot sec, which is less pleasurable. He draws the Eagles Are Coming and Kindred. Advantageous is good. Heroic Death's good, but the top halves aren't going to help you really here. I draw Captain of Despair and Oleg High, so I just have a stacked hand. Again, I would imagine I get rid of Lore of the Elven Rings. And what else? Oleg High? Shadows? Shadows on the Misty Mountains? I get rid of Shadows and Half-Orcs and Goblin Men. Whoa. Not quite sure what my thinking was there. I mean, I think it's Isengard has to be at war. Or Saruman in play. Not that this has come up on my quiz shows recently. Go watch those. If you haven't, by the way, I think they're really a good time, and they're not getting the views I was kind of hoping for. So, anyway, back to this game. Okay, I discard a forward mustering card instead of Lore of the Elven Rings. Okay, so I allocate 2 eyes again. I am all on board the corruption train. At least I don't roll anymore, but I roll not much else. No movement for the Fellowship, so that's good. Strider hides with a Palantir. I Oleg High into Woodland Realm. Okay. Muster into Jorrick. Army. I attack Woodland Realm. Yeah, I imagine I'm trying to just make efficient use of movement. So if I lose a couple guys here, then I can spend half army reinforcing from Dale. Okay. Feels a little inefficient. I read my card wrong. I wonder which one I misread. Probably Fear of Their Masters. Okay, and then I changed to moving armies. That makes way more sense to me. Stack everything on Woodland Realm. Okay, and then move to West Horondor. So, okay, that seems like a much better play to me right now. Gondor moves down towards war, so not sure how I feel about that. I guess you're worried I'm going to hit Osgiliath and then get into Minas Tirith rather than going to Dol Amroth through Pelargir. I'm doing neither this round. because I don't have enough attacks. But interesting. I move Isengard to war with a muster. He passes. I play Dreadful Spells. So I have 4 Nazgul on the Woodland Realm, and I have a Dreadful Spells. So I decide to do that. And I get 4 hits. Oof. Oofda. So, yeah, Woodland Realm effectively is dead. I play Captain of Despair. Yep. Apparently I'm +5 on 5s, +4 on 6s. Yeah, that's pretty good. Fellowship spends a ring to move. Is safe. I attack Woodland Realm, no card. A heroic death gets played, and I do all 5s and 6s again. Followed, he gets 2 6s back. And then, yeah, so I don't hit with the reroll. Okay, good. I'm glad we caught that. I press, no card, and I get 6s to finish it off. So, not a problem. So, the Woodland Realm, which could really have slowed me down, just didn't. With the best Dreadful Spells that you've seen in a long while. So, that's good. Hybrid puts another elite in Karok. That's actually kind of getting a little scary. Obviously, it always takes just forever to get the Men of the North to do anything in Karok. And he spent Grimbjorn, incidentally. But, this 3 elites it's not great for me. But, until that's, 2 regulars and 2 leaders stronger, it's not really an army. It can kind of pick up some cleanup bits, but not really anything. I say that's a distinct possibility of being super annoying. Yeah, possibility, but not yet. And I muster Nazgul. I don't have a muster card to play. Gothmog's already in place, so getting the Balrog's of minimal benefit. So I think that makes sense. And Jorrick says I'd give myself 10% at this point. So Fellowship is what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps of the 11. So 4 steps from Mordor down to Strider, Boromir, and the Hobbits. So -3 corruption effective. The Hunt Pool has 2 reds waiting for it and a blue. And I've cycled a lot of character cards already. And I'm sitting, my score didn't update, but I'm effectively sitting at 3 points, and Erebor is not super safe. But that's it. If I roll a bunch of attacks and he doesn't, I get Pelargir and Dol Amroth for cheap, maybe. But that's the end of where my points are showing. It's also occurring to me right now, instead of mustering Nazgul, I definitely should have got Saruman. His extra die would have been way better. Anyway, enough of that analysis. He draws Help Unlooked For, and You Know the Way There. You Know the Way There could make a big difference this game. Help Unlooked For might with the Karok army, actually. We'll see what happens there. I draw Lidless Eye and Stormcrow. Glad to get the drawing of Lidless Eye done with. He throws Help Unlooked For. Yeah, I mean, I think that card's better in my head than it is in real life. I allocate 2 eyes again and roll 1 more. Crazy. 2 Fellowship moves rolled. He adds the 2 Smeagol tiles, so that's problem. Yeah, and he didn't roll a Palantir. Oh, jeez. Yep. So I take Iron Hills from Dale and shuffle armies over to Dale. So I'm going for Erebor. He only has 1 army movement. He only has 1 movement, even if he musters a leader in Karok, and that would mean he's sacrificing his Fellowship movement. So the Karok army is not going anywhere. He moves and is safe, so that's actually pretty big. I put Erebor under. I leave Dale completely empty. I figure I need every guy I have to make sure I take Erebor. I have some decent cards for doing it. So that's what I figure. The Ninja die, Galadriel's die, draws Aomer. So in anticipation of needing strategy cards. I move leadership. Yep. So I put Gothmog with Westferandor, which is always annoying. I mean, it's the one reroll, so that's nice. But he doesn't. His forward mustering ability doesn't work with Southrons. So, and I put a Nazgul in anticipation of the Fellowship declaring out. I'm not entirely certain why I put it 3 spaces away, but oh yeah, because if the Fellowship declares with the Witch King, the Witch King can just follow. So he passes. I draw into Orcs Multiplying again. I'm looking for good cards to take Erebor with. A leader gets mustered in Karok and a regular in Bree. Yep, makes sense. I'd be almost tempted to muster an elf regular in Lorien, threaten Dol Guldur and Moria, maybe, but the regular in Bree is fine. I play Orcs Multiplying again as the card effect. I figured that, okay. So with Karok and Moors actually having armies, I'm a little scared about Mount Gundabad and Dol Guldur falling to a terrible, terrible roll on my part. So this just preempts any shenanigans from a Free People's Military standpoint, which I think is a good play. He plays Kindred to draw into Red Arrow / Scouts. I understand that, but you're going to have to discard now. I would have probably just played Eomer. If you're saving the Valor, then play Imrahil. You're going to want Imrahil in play at some point. I maybe that's not true. And then I move out Gorgroth to Minas Morgul and Moranon to Daggerlad. In anticipation of, okay, if Erebor is 2 more points, that puts me to 5. Where are my other ones coming from? All of Gondor, maybe Minas Tirith, Pelargir, and then Helm's Deep. Again, I should have got Saruman. Don't know why I didn't do that. Still no Will of the West for poor Jorrick. Yep. Who draws into Path of the Woses and Elven Cloaks, so another blue tile's nice. I get The Gates Are Closed and New Powers Rising, both excellent cards for me. I throw the Lidless Eye, somewhat unsurprisingly. He throws We Prove the Swifter and Eomer. Ooh. Yeah, and I think that just shows how much better it would have been to play Eomer than Kindred there. But maybe we're digging for Dane. Ironfoot's guard. So what do I know? He declares over with the Witch King following the fun. And I mean, basically at this point, the Witch King has joined the Fellowship, right? I allocate 2 eyes again. I don't think this is a good idea at this point. I'm going to need more military dice. And another eye rolled like, well, at least Galadriel betrays on the turn you roll wills. Oof, and you need all 3 of the moves to get to Mordor this round, so you can't even get Gandalf if that's what you're going to do. Start with a will move and is safe. So he's had a string of safe moves recently. That's pretty good. I play The Gates Are Closed because that's about to be useful, and because Captain of Despair is in play, it goes in the hunt box, so that's exciting. Witch King's still on the Fellowship, so I get Breaking of the Fellowship, which could be super important soon here. I attack Pelargir from the south. I see that he has no musters unless he spends the will or a ring, and I have enough attacks to get Dol Amroth under siege. So I imagine that's my plan. He scouts because I didn't play anything. Yep, I update my score. Cool. He plays Imrahil. Fine. I attack Lamadon, get my hit. I do leave one guy, so it's not a free retake of Pelargir from Osgiliath. He does spend his will not getting to Mordor this round, so I think I'm actually just totally fine with that. And I put DA under siege. Now, that's going to be a tight battle, especially if Círdan's ships gets drawn. But I don't know. And Corsairs of Umbar is still in the deck somewhere. I can reinforce. I think that was a good play. Him having Imrahil was a little bit lucky for him, and I forced him to not get to Mordor. So I think that was correct. He moves again against that sack, and of course is hit 4 times. But he draws Smeagol. So this game would be effectively over if I'd drawn an eye. I mean, there's only one left, but Smeagol is a problem. So instead of taking 4, he gains 3, so to speak. And then I use the ring, interesting, to do what? To get the Balrog. Have I lost the Gothmog die? I lost the Gothmog die. So, okay. I don't know why I'm not getting Saruman at this point. Playing a Gandalf Denial. Oh, yeah, he couldn't have gotten Gandalf. But playing Gandalf Denial this late seems ambitious. On the right side, the elves and the dwarves are both at war, so no downside to getting the Balrog. Okay. I draw Palantir. He draws an Ents. I draw Shadow of Guldur, and he draws Wisdom of Elrond. Confusion is always excellent, or at least can be excellent. What do I throw here? Surely Lore and maybe Palantir. I kill Stormcrow. I guess a Great Host is probably not helpful. And I throw New Powers Rising. I guess just because I'm not getting Saruman. But Helm's Deep is a great source of 2 points even now. I don't think that was. I mean, I'm showing an all in on corruption at this point. I don't believe that's correct, but that is what I'm doing. So I allocate 2 eyes again. Yeah, at this point I think that's too many a while back. And I roll 2 more. Galadriel thankfully helps out. No more wills for the Fellowship, so he's definitely low on wills. Moves and is missed on 5 dice for 6s, but Captain of Despair should be gone. I hope that doesn't play into anything. I do Cruel Weather him out of Mordor. We agree that I did redraw because when the card was played, Witch King was on the Fellowship, even though he is no longer on the Fellowship. I draw into Phlox. Okay. He moves again. Going to hit Mordor this round. I get the hit. I get a 1 reveal. So the gates are closed, are going to trigger. I get another Smeagol tile. Oof. And then I get a 2. So he takes Smeagol for the 2. So Smeagol chumped, effectively, he took 2 tile draws and then ate a 2. So that's problematic. But we shall get it into play. And then I play Breaking of the Fellowship. Oh, geez. I mean, the Fellowship's catching breaks, but it doesn't feel like it right now, right? Breaking of the Fellowship, draw a 3. Holy buckets. So Boromir and his 2 hobbit buddies attempt to take the Black Gate for a Free People's Military victory, as I put it. To draw the 3 there and to effectively get into 4 corruption. And with this hunt pool, I had a 1 in 7 of the 3 and a 1 in 7 of the eye. But yeah, obviously the high roll there. Oofta doofta. So Fellowship's now going into Mordor with Strider and effective 2 corruption against 2 red tiles, a blue tile. He has another blue tile in hand. I do have Morgul Wound, so hopefully I can get that out. Yep. He plays the blue tile. Cool. I play Morgul Wound. He says, psst, but I think he means pass. I flip the Balrog because that's all that die can do right now. A Gondor Elite is in Minas Tirith. Okay, cool. And I use the Elven Ring to hit Erebor. Okay. Don't think I double spent that. Anyway, I'm hitting Erebor with a strategy card. Honestly, maybe I should have flipped the Witch King, but definitely should have gotten Saruman, that's for sure. I don't know what was wrong with me here. Anyway, playing Mumakil, since I'm not going to get Shadows of Dol Guldur is not going to be useful this game. Useful Mumakil onto Erebor, so versus a Confusion. So do I roll 1s? I do roll 1/1, and therefore my Mumakil does nothing, and I take 4 hits in return. So I stop. Not the best opener in the North. Obviously, in retrospect, other plays were better. He draws an Ents, and every little is a gain. Shield Wall is always nice, especially with what Erebor's defense is looking like. I draw Warden with Sorrow and Toil. It's a little useless at this point, but Corsairs is excellent because I'm probably going to need the help in Dol Amroth. So I'm happy for that. Fellowship goes in, and that's a pool. 2 reds, 4 eyes, 2 blues. Not any 3s, and only 2 2s. I've drawn pretty hot on the hunts when I wasn't drawing Smeagol tiles. So you have to make, you make a move, you soak corruption with Strider. 5 moves with this much corruption, still a little shaky. And my character deck is half gone, so I'm probably going to get the other red tiles. I finally only allocate 1 eye because that's all I'm allowed. I roll 1 more, and that'll be the end of the Balrog die. Strider hides, so he's 2 movement. Still no wills. Not that he could get Gandalf. I draw a character card. What am I hoping? Oh, I'm hoping to get red tiles. Yeah, I suppose. Gladriel die moves. It's a 1. He just takes it. Okay. I put in the mouth in Minas Morgul. That makes sense. Another Gondor Elite in Minas Tirith. I'm kind of threatening Gondor, so that makes sense. I, at this point, apparently decide to get Saruman. Get 2 extra dice at this point. Fellowship moves again and hits Elven Rope now. Oh, but I use the We Shall Get It. No, I cannot. Whoa. Yeah. I can't redraw. Golem's not the guide. I say I choose to not redraw. Yeah, I bet I do. So yeah, now it's 3 moves at effective 4 corruption. And that's looking a little likely now. I put a Balrog. Yeah, Captain of Despair should not be in play. So I play Palantir and I play Wormtongue. Okay. And I redraw from the Palantir of Orthanc into a red tile. Passes. I attack DA. I choose a card. It will be assumably They Are Terrible. I don't know what I'm drawing there. Fear of the Masters. Versus a strategy card. Versus Shield Wall. Okay. I get 2 hits and only 1/6 back. Yeah, okay. I do catch that he... Yeah, okay. So I don't press because I'm going to be short on HP anyway. So Minas Tirith continues to muster up, and Karok's a problem. Yeah, now I'm saying, man, early game looks like I had you, but now I need red tile draws. I hit DA again, no card. Yep, none of those cards are helpful here. Power too great is spent. Yep, I mean, I'm apparently not going for any of the places where that matters. I get 1 hit versus 2 back, 3 back because of the no quarter. So, yep, I'm definitely going to need the Corsairs now to do anything. So it's good I have that. Round 10, he draws into File and Fearfire Foes. So File's obviously excellent. My Balrog die goes away. I draw into Lure of the Ring, not the Elven Ring, and Day Without Dawn. So that's actually some excellent draws right there. Wouldn't mind a red tile, but I already have one in hand, so I allocate the 1 eye I am allowed. He rolls 2 movement, and I roll 1 extra eye. Oh, yeah, he still rolls 2 movement, and I roll 1 extra eye. He musters Elrond into play. I do not think that is a good first move. I would definitely move before I get a red tile in. Then get Elrond into play for your second move to do the double move if you want. Because you've now allowed me to do this. Now, I don't have a Palantir, so that's not great. But, yeah, Captain of Despair shouldn't be in play. But he says not using Elrond. Okay, I draw a 2 reveal, so thankfully the Captain of Despair is not happening. He chooses to just take it since he can hide with Strider. And I say, so I've got bad news. And I Lure of the Ring here. Oh, man, that must have sucked for you, Jorrick, right? It's starting to look good. And then I hit a 2. You feel like you have to take it. And now I random Strider. And you have to choose to kill him. You lose otherwise. So you straight up lose. But so Strider is dead. And I know now that Captain of Despair is gone. So that's good. And now I have We Shall Get It in play. With your Golem showing. You have to hide. Do you still have... You have Safe Paths in the Dark. So that's good. You've been holding that since first draw of the game. I start the Oliphant Factory. Hope you don't mind generic pie if I use your trademark phrase there. Pass from Jorrick, another Oliphant pass. I have to use a flag. I don't have any Palantirs to Corsairs, but that stack should be plenty to take Dol Amroth now. I choose no card, which is a little sad. Saving Day Without Dawn as opposed to doing a Relentless here. I'm not actually... So what I'm at 4 points. If I take this, I'm at 6. If I take Erebor, I'm at 8. But my other 2 are pretty far away. I'm not really threatening a military win in time. I've been too slow. So saving the Day Without Dawn to quadruple down on a corruption victory makes sense. Shield Wall gets played against me. I roll no hits. That's not good. And I take 2 back. I press. I think that's maybe a bit ambitious, but no card. I get no hits. He gets no hits. I press. No card. I get no hits. He gets 2 through 3 hits. So that... The entire Umbar pirates hit for nothing and died. So now I am absolutely done on the military victory. I will not be threatening it in any sort of reasonable time. He passes, and I move out to the Ithilians. From Daggerlet and Minas Morgul, I gotta threaten something. Um, so, okay. Another regular in Minas Tirith, and a regular in Karok. You have another leader. I would have put a leader in Minas Tirith personally, but okay. Osgiliath from the mouth. No card, no card. I get my 2 hits, so sure, that's nice. There are my 6s, I say. Yep. Okay. The north comes to threaten Dale, and Angmar is taken. Oh no! It's going to be a city's victory. No. Yeah, that's not a problem here. And then I do what I think is kind of a cute little move. I do Osgiliath to Druiden and North Ithilien to Osgiliath. Kind of pen in Minas Tirith so it doesn't go anywhere, which wasn't really a problem, but I'm threatening to go take Edoras, so I really don't care if he takes Dale. He is threatening to take Woodland Realm back, but I think this move was probably too cute. I don't think it actually was. I don't think that was actually very good. And I'm threatening to take Edoras with Wormtongue in play, so it wouldn't put Rohando active. Meh. So, okay. And he says one survivor in Osgiliath would have helped. Yes, because then he could have retreated to West Horondor and owned Umbar right now. I don't know if I was thinking about that when I did that attack. That would have been tragic. Okay. Turn 11. He draws into I Will Go Alone a little bit late and a Scouts. So, assumably, I Will Go Alone is going to go away. I draw into Ringwraiths Are Abroad and King is revealed. It's a relentless. He does indeed get rid of I Will Go Alone. I allocate the 1 I am allowed. And roll a decent roll, but not any more eyes, importantly. And he rolls 1 movement. He did keep Elrond, so he can... And still no will. Jeez. He's rolled, what? 3 wills the whole game? Yeah, 3 wills the whole game. That sucks. I'm plus 12 on 5s. My early luck has evened out, largely due to Dol Amroth. I'm high on 5s, but that has not helped me. So, all right. I said, do you want Elrond's Galadriel card draw or Galadriel's? And I think we saw this in a minute. He does play Safe Paths in the Dark for the correct amount. And then he picks one of the card draws. He chooses to keep Galadriel's, it looks like. So yeah. Yeah. He was so caught up on corruption he missed getting rid of We Shall Get It. That's almost more important than the card draw. I play the muster to flip the mouth. Okay, sure. I don't know what else I would do with it per se. Draw a character card. The 3rd ends. That's all 3 ends, right? Yes. And all 3 are useless. So I Palantiring to Ringwraiths Are Abroad. I'm threatening Gondor. I'm not entirely certain. I mean, I guess just this is where the points are. So I'm hitting Minas Tirith from Osgiliath. He does do a field battle. I get to cycle cards. I'm cycling, I'm sure. I'm assumably they are terrible. He scouts into Lossarnach. I forgot this happened. Yeah, I mean, you kind of want to threaten the military thing, because if you hit any of these red tiles, you are in Sad McSad Bear Town. So you got to keep me on my toes a little bit, but a complete abandon of Minas Tirith? I don't know, man. And I break a rule here. I wasn't aware of this ruling at the time, But if you have Palantir of Orthanc in play, oh no, never mind. That's the other Witch King. So I redraw for the battle, and I redraw for the Palantir. That's correct. But you cannot redraw both for the chief, and as opposed to the captain. Okay, all's good here. I draw into Black Captain Commands, which is excellent for right now, and Nazgul Search, which is not excellent for right now. It's fine. So that's that. He thinks, attacks Pelargir with your only character die. I'm not sure I would have done that. Succeeds in taking, so that's good. Think about life. I get 2 Nazgul on the Witch King and attack Pelargir. I use, assumably, the Foul Stench into a Path of the Wozes. That's nice to get that gone. He hits twice on the pre. That's not fun, and I only hit once on the attack. I stop because all I'm doing now is cycling for red tiles. And if I attack again, he could ring into Umbar. So I stop and I draw. We won't go back, which is not useful. The Fear of Their Masters could be good in DA, I guess. He passes. I move a larger army to Minas Tirith. That I don't think was a good move. I guess I'm just terrified of a military victory attempt. I should have left at least one in Druidin to do something there. But, okay. Yeah, that half move. If I'm going to Osgiliath, that half move to Minas Tirith was completely useless. Could have moved to Fold. Oof. Okay. So I've protected myself against a military victory at least, and then I muster in Dol Guldur to prevent the North taking Dol Guldur, and once in Umbar, just help me out there a little bit. Again, I'm all in on the corruption game. I get a regular in Umbar and a regular in Moria. That I think is not useful at all. I am noting that he hasn't moved yet this round, so he's going to have to spend a ring if he wants to move. He puts a leader, the last Gondor leader in Pelargir, and a regular in Lorien. Okay. Man, I don't know. Recruit an elite, and I've spent so many dice here not attacking. Okay. And here's the Elven Ring to move. Spending Elrons, you're so terrified of an eye. Okay. And there's the eye for a 1 reveal. And you've saved Galadriel, but you don't use it for this? I mean, okay. Revealed again. I don't have anything to punish that right now. I do hit Pelargir from the Witch King. Cycling cards. My Black Breath does not hit, but I hit twice. He hits 3 times. I stop and draw. I do get Shelob, so that's good. Since he is hidden, or he is revealed, I'll have a chance to play it. Athalos is drawn, and Celeborn's. All right. Gonna be close, yeah. Turn 12. I get Candles. Now that's a good draw. And Pits of Mordor. Assumably I throw We Won't Go Back. Apparently I'm an idiot. The Fear of Their Masters could be useful in DA. I roll without allocating an eye, which I obviously had to do. And we do the rule that I just allocate the rightmost die, whatever that would have been. So that's that. Good roll for him. Again, 2 card draws from the Elven dice. But that's enough moves to finish out. And wills, hey, you can get Gandalf. So he hides with a will. I do have Day Without Dawn, but more importantly is a red tile. So get that red tile in. Um, and he decides to take this opportunity to play File. If you move and hit a red, you were dead. The eyes are currently safe. The ones are currently safe, and the 2 is currently safe. I think that taking your chances from, what is this, a 7 out of 12, 7 out of 11, 7 out of 11 to an 8 out of 11, but risking me doing something that makes it not that is not worth it. I think you take your 7 out of 11. Because I'm assuming the red tiles kill you. They don't inherently, but I'm assuming that one reveal no and stop effect and the eye effectively kill you. Because now I play the last corruption card, Candles of Corpses, which if you've gone through the discard pile, you'll know I have at this point or near enough. And I get a shot at some 6s. And I get 2. So now this hunt pool is way worse. The blues and the 1s are it. That's what saves you. And I draw some card that doesn't matter. So 4 out of 12 now. Because you went from a 7 out of 11 to a 4 out of 12 because you stopped to play File. You get a shot at Athelos, so there's that. And you heal 2, so you undo the candles and we're back to where we were. Oh man, good thing you had that. I do recruitment, that doesn't matter. You draw a card, that doesn't matter. He drew the wrong type of card. He obviously intended to draw a C card, not a strategy card. I say just undo it. It's fine. There's no way you intended to draw a strat card there. He draws Wind from the West, which is obviously, not helpful here. I tease about, did you get an end card? He says, I have all 3. Yeah, well, that's good. Not actually good, but that's funny. I get an elite. It doesn't matter. And Galadriel moves the Fellowship for a red tile. Oh, the red 3. Okay. Not technically dead. Oh, man. I muster an elite I've rolled so many musters. So I've got a Doom stack in Orthanc. I use Galadriel's die to attack Fords. I swarm of bats in case there's those scouts. I don't know if there actually even is one left. Maybe. Okay. I kill it. But Worm Tongue's in play, so I use the mouth to attack Westamnet. Yes, that makes sense. Desperate battle onto Hjorndark, so that's kind of fun. I don't hit anything. I don't press because I don't want him to retreat into Edoras or Helm's Deep. I'm not. If I could have wiped in there, that makes sense. I actually probably should have trusted him when he said he had all 3 end cards and not risked it. But I'm so far behind that even if this, so now I go HD. Okay. And now Wormtongue's gone. I leave one guy just so he doesn't circle around to take Orthanc. I draw into Shadows Gather. Okay. So even if I take Dol Amroth, I'd have to take Dol Amroth, Erebor, and Helm's Deep to actually win here. I have not, and this army in the north could really make my life sad by retaking Woodland Realm. I am 100% on the corruption game, even more than I was before. I draw my 1 card, my 1 eye, roll 1 more, chooses to keep the card draw, hides with the will. Quite the dunk if you get it, I say. Yeah, I hit Helm's Deep, I get the 1 hit. Okay, Cool. He draws looking for Bilbo's song, looking for There's Another Way. Doesn't get it. No more red tiles to risk, right? So might as well. West of Net from Helm's Deep, I get my 2 hits. The North takes Dale, doesn't matter. Bree moves to South Downs, doesn't matter. I take Edoras and merge up into Osgiliath. I'm not entirely certain why I'm doing that. I guess make 1 army so I can take Pelargir and then finish out with, if I can take Pelargir, if I can actually take Pelargir, and then you Dol Amroth, maybe I have a shot here. At least force him to make the move. Draws into Dead Men's. That's not Bilbo's song. I hit Pelargir. Dread and Despair versus a Daylight. I get 1 hit versus 1 back. I press because now I don't care if he attacks Umbar and puts it under siege. I really don't care. I'm back up to 8. I move 2 armies. I leave some. I leave enough that retaking it's kind of unlikely. And then I Shadows Gather to make it absolutely ridiculous. I stack up on Dol Amroth and Minas Morgul, and I've forced his hand. A 7/7 on Dol Amroth with these cards. You don't know what I have, but you have to assume it's something worth doing here. Relentless Assault will work just fine. If nothing else, the Witch King can cycle with it. And your situation is unlikely to get better. Dol Amroth would have to hold against this for you to get another round, so you have to move. You need a blue tile to win, or the ones. So 4 out of 11 again. And for the final game, all the cookies and all the marbles for Frodo. File. Well done, Jorrick. Oh man, that game had some ups and downs. That last couple steps in Mordor, just back and forth, back and forth. Oh man. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you much for watching. This was an excellent game, and I do hope to post the 3rd game at some point, because as you can see, we went to a 3rd game. I don't know how soon that will be. Some life stuff has been coming up. That means I won't be posting as often as I was a month or 3 ago. But I do still enjoy doing these. Please if you like the video, please give it a like. Weirdly, I've been getting some dislikes on my videos. I don't know if that's random YouTube people, but it's a little disheartening sometimes to get some dislikes. So if you liked this video, please give it a like, and I'll see you around the servers. Have a good evening.